Hey, thanks so much for finding the video. Do us a favor. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. And be sure to leave your comment. We love to interact. Enjoy the video.
I thought he played well. He had the one turnover late in the game in the 4-minute. We had a big touchdown pass called back, but it was a good team win. I thought we were fantastic defensively. I don't know what our rushing numbers were, but I think it's a really good run defense. And, we managed to take advantage of enough opportunities to win that game.
Sean Payton on his starting quarterback Taysom Hill and the overall performance of the Saints, who score a 24-9 win over the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. The Saints moved to 8-2 after the win. That, coupled with Green Bay's loss in the afternoon window to Indianapolis in overtime, means the Saints now are alone atop the NFC as the 1 seed. Now, I need to be consistent here because whenever the Saints were not in the 1 seed, I sat right here and I said, listen, seeding potentially has never meant less than it does this year. You potentially could be in a bubble where no one has home field, and if it's an 8-team playoff, then there is no bye. So it's literally never meant less to be the 1 seed. Now, if you do maintain a home game in the playoffs and the 1 seed does get a bye, as was scheduled prior to the season when all the COVID craziness started, then yes, the 1 seed is massively significant. So remains to be seen how significant being the 1 seed is, and you've still got 6 games to go, but for now, it's nice to see the Saints perched atop the NFC standings. And most importantly, it's nice to see the Saints' defense playing the way they are. They have been as dominant as any defense has through this part in the season. This Saints defense has been as dominant as any in the modern era. I'll tip cap to Larry Holder, who retweeted at Talent Stats. I'm not familiar, but it's Drew Porsche at Talent Stats. Check out this number for some perspective on the Saints defense. And I am going to talk about Taysom Hill. I know everybody. Listen, I'm not naive. I know everybody wants to hear what I have to say about Taysom, considering how hard I went on Friday and the Saints win yesterday. I'm going to get there. But truthfully, the bigger story from Sunday is not Taysom Hill. It's the Saints defense. The Saints are the 5th team since the merger. 5 teams since the merger that have allowed 743 rush yards or less and have 32 sacks or more through 10 games. It may seem obscure, but basically, great run defense, elite pressure. The only teams that have matched what the Saints have done this year, the 86 Giants, which won the Super Bowl, the 91 Saints, the Dome Patrol, they lost in the wild card round to Atlanta. The 97 49ers, which lost in the NFC Championship game, and the 08 Steelers, which won the Super Bowl. So the 4 previous teams that have done what this Saints defense has done, 2 of them won the Super Bowl, 3rd went to the NFC Championship game. I mean, you're embarking on historic territory defensively. These Saints have allowed 1 touchdown in the last 3 games. In the modern NFL, so this isn't 1972, with Cleveland against Pittsburgh in the snow. This is the modern NFL. This is spread it out and go. 3 games, the Saints have allowed 1 touchdown? Fox showed the stat last night. At one point in the 4th quarter, Atlanta had -4 yards of offense in the second half. The Saints have now tied the NFL record with 53 consecutive games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. They've now tied the Eagles from 89 to 92, and they could break that record and will break that record on Sunday in Denver. I mean, and oh, by the way, they did this yesterday without their best cover corner in Marshawn Lattimore. That was to dominate your rival, to put yourself atop the NFC standings, to set historical benchmarks defensively and to do it without Drew Brees as well. Like, this Saints team at this point, for me, has erased the doubt I had about them being a Super Bowl contender through the first 5 weeks of the season. And it's because we knew what they were going to be offensively. The disappointment early was the defense wasn't what they were billed to be. They are now, and it is massively impressive what this Saints defense is doing right now. Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill had a very, very solid day for the Saints under center. There was some good, there was some bad. Most important, though, the Saints won, and he kept the trains on the tracks. If you were here on Friday, if you missed it, for the benefit of those that missed it, I'll regurgitate my take just very quickly. My feeling is and remains that Taysom Hill is not going to be a franchise starting quarterback in the NFL. And I don't think one game changes my opinion of that. Yeah, Tim Tebow won a playoff game. A year ago, Kyle Allen won his first 4 starts in Carolina. They finished on a 7-game losing streak. Robert Griffin III was the NFL Rookie of the Year. That ain't going so hot of late. You understand my point. One game does not make or break an entirety of a career. And I'd put it to you this way. If Taysom Hill goes out in Denver on Sunday and struggles, I'm not going to come here next Monday and say, "Ha, I told you so." My point is and remains, I think Jameis Winston, long-term, would be a great option for the New Orleans Saints post-Breeze. And this was an opportunity to prove or disprove that. Sean Payton disagrees. Okay, the most important thing right now is to win games. And Taysom Hill went out yesterday and did that. There was some not great, y'all. They started the game. Taysom was 6 of 10 for 61 yards, and the Saints were down 9-3. And then he threw a pass, which looked like a punt in a high school game, that was caught for 44 yards. And from that moment, it was like the light switch came on, and it energized the whole offense. Taysom nearly threw an interception on the field goal drive in the first quarter. I mean, he got lucky that the ball wasn't picked. He took 2 sacks needlessly because he didn't get rid of the ball. The most disappointing part for me, actually, was Sean Payton in the first half eliminated the Taysom Hill runs. Like, one of the most dynamic parts of Taysom Hill is his ability to affect a defense by running the football. Look at the first possession of the game. They throw an 8-yard pass to Mike Thomas. They hand the ball off to Latavius Murray for 1. It's 3rd and 1. And instead of running Taysom Hill, getting the yard and moving the sticks, they try to pass, and Taysom Hill gets sacked. Like, that wasn't a Hill problem. That's a Sean Payton problem. Look at how the game changed in the second half when they were willing to allow Taysom Hill to use his legs to soften a defense. He lost a couple of, he fumbled twice. He lost one of them on the season. Taysom's fumbled 6 times. Like, that's a problem. If you're going to be a quarterback that runs the ball, you've got to protect the ball. So, again, there was some not good. There was some really good. He looked very much in command in the first drive of the third quarter, actually his first pass attempt of the third quarter. Beautiful job climbing the pocket, sidestepping pressure, throwing a dart over the middle to Mike Thomas. I thought that was his best throw of the day. His runs in the second half were magnificent. The one around right end, which was his longest run of the day, which ended in the fumble. Got to protect the ball. The touchdown around left end when he outran the whole Atlanta defense. But we knew that about Taysom Hill. We knew that element was there. The question is, could he beat you throwing the football? Did not throw for a touchdown. Did not have an interception, however. Started slow, gained some steam late. Michael Thomas had a critical drop in the first half, which probably would have led to points for New Orleans had he come up with that. But either way, I think the first half was very uneven. The second half it clicked, and it was a lot of fun. And if they can bottle that second half and carry that forward with Taysom for as long as Drew is out, they're going to be competitive and have a chance to win every game they play until Drew Brees returns. Let's see if they can do that consistently. But overwhelmingly, I would say for the biggest story moving forward here is defensively, the New Orleans Saints look like a team that did a year ago when Drew Brees went down and Teddy Bridgewater went in, and it was almost like everyone realized we got to ratchet up the intensity. And that stretch of 5 games, they were so dominant defensively, picking up the slack with Drew Brees out, and it felt like that was dialed in yesterday. And I'm going to tell you, the other guy that I'd be remiss if I didn't mention right now is Kwon Alexander. Kwon, and I know he's an LSU guy, so I don't want this to come off like a homer comment, but I love what Kwon Alexander brings to this defense because, put it to you this way, aside from the long hair, did you ever really notice Alex Anzalone on the field? Not much. Kwon Alexander, you can't help but notice whenever he's out there because he's physical and he's aggressive. I love the aggressive nature where it's the same thing that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is for this defense, where he'll hit you in the mouth and then let you know about it. And that's Kwon Alexander. It's like in hockey where you have to have that enforcer, the guy that's going to be part of a line change that's just there to be physical and rough a team up. Basketball typically has that same guy down low. Charles Oakley was a throwback guy like that. That's Kwon Alexander. And you've got 2 of them now on your defense with Kwon and with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And I think that adds a completely different element when so many people think the Saints, dome team, flashy offense, are a finesse team. When you have guys like that are nasty and dirty and mean, will pop you and let you know about it, it adds a physical dimension and an attitude that I don't think you had fully before. Those 2 guys I think are critical for this defense. But overall, man, 8 sacks yesterday. Alvin Kamara gets in the end zone for the 50th time in 55 games. Taysom Hill with 2 rushing touchdowns in the ball game. Just fantastic to see all the way around. Saints get a win. They're 8-2, their 7th consecutive win, and now they're atop the NFC alone after Green Bay's loss.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.